Lima office, and it's a pleasure for me because I receive all the women that come to us, and also when the guys come to Peru, I have the opportunity to talk with them, and in different situations, I can introduce the girls to the guys, the gentlemen who come to Peru, and it's a nice experience because we can see in the office how the relationship of two persons is growing up through the time.
Okay.
To see the details about how they know each other is a very rich experience for us.
That's it's very rewarding, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, seems like now, I can talk something happened with my throat. Okay, hi guys. My name is Sarah. I'm the manager of the Lima Pro office, and I've been with AFA well many years ago, more than 10 years so far. So in my experience, we have uh, many things to say, many things to talk. When I talk to the girls and I talk to the guys, I have many experiences to tell them about the couples that I see. And it's so rewarding for my office when we see how they start since the beginning when they meet each other and then how they move little by little until they get married. And then we have many beautiful and successful stories with the office in Peru.
Yeah, you guys have done a great job over the years, and you've had a lot of marriages and a lot of successful couples. But as equally important is that every guy that comes back will, when they call and tell us about their experience, tells us that they really enjoyed the staff and how well they were taken care of by the staff, and you guys helped them with anything that they needed. Because when you're in a foreign country, it's a little bit difficult to get around, to figure out where to go, where to exchange money, where to buy water, where to do all this stuff. And you guys just take care of all that for them. So all they have to worry about is meeting the women, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. The thing is that before, when my office know that we're gonna have a turn on a schedule, so it is not that we just are gonna start working just the same week that we have the turn. It is a work that we did before, a month before, 1 month before we start checking everything, and not only me, because I'm in charge of doing uh, few things that maybe how to handle the things with the hotel or the location and other stuff there. But it's my team, so I work with Patty, which also works very close with the girls, inviting with Ronald, and also with someone else maybe from my office. So we start working like 3 4 weeks before we have a tour, and we organize something very difficult. The intention is that when the clients arrive to the country, to Peru, they have everything organized. So if the first day that we have the meeting, I explain them everything, how it's gonna work, and then they can make many questions about the tour, how it's gonna work. So that way, as we always talk with the staff, we're gonna give a good impression also to the client because they are coming with an intention, and we wanted to make them feel very comfortable being in Peru. I don't know if maybe Patty also can add a few more things that I forgot now.
Well, Patty,
Thanks.
go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Uh, well, of course, we like to be very organized because we are professionals about that. And besides that, we want to have that every person, every lady, and every man have a beautiful experience coming to Peru. That they have the opportunity to find their true match. That is important, very important for us. So we do our best to have everything organized, and they can have the best experience of their life because it's the opportunity to find their match.
Okay. So Sarah or Patty, I'm going to ask you this question because I get this question from some guys sometimes. And, they'll say, John, why do these women join the service? Can you do a social with 100 women and say 15 guys or something like that? Why are all those women coming to your socials? Why are they joining? Are they just trying to escape Peru? Are they just trying to get to the United States? What's the motivation for them to join? And I got a pretty good idea what the motivation is, but I want to hear it from either you, Sarah, or Patty, what you think the motivation is for the women to join our service, because you know these women personally. You know virtually every woman that's on our service from Peru, because we do not work with affiliates in Peru. It's only our agency, and the women join this agency directly. So you know what the motivations are. So talk to me about that a little bit.
Well, I can say that the main motivation for girls, for the Peruvian girls, coming here to our services, because they really wanted to find someone for their lives. Okay, so why a foreign guy maybe? Okay, so it's just because there are some women or many women that now, due to the use of the internet, we have the chance to talk to people from other countries, to know the culture also of other countries. So then it's like they open their mind and they have a different view that we had maybe 20 years or 30 years ago. So their main motivation is because they wanted to meet someone for a real relationship. They come to the service because they really wanted to find someone for their lives. Because maybe here, things didn't work very well with the guy that they have been in a relationship. So that's the main motivation, I think, for them.
Okay. All right. Patty, you think that's true? Anything you want to add to that?
Sure, of course. And some of girls come to us also because they received a suggestion from a good friend, from the sister, maybe from a neighbor who is actually married through us. So it's the best recommendation.
Great. All right. Hold on one second here. I just lost some of the questions here for some reason. I had a bunch here, and now they disappeared.
They were probably audio related. We had a lot of audio related questions. I removed them. We fixed the audio.
What's that?
We had a lot of audio related questions.
Yeah, but there were some that, like we had James who talked about how he met his wife there. I don't see that anymore.
So I have it on my end. I'll just resubmit it.
Okay. All right. So we do have some questions here, ladies, from some of the guys. And this is your first time being here, right? And so it's really cool. And you're going to get some questions here. And then you'll be back in a few weeks and we'll do another webcast with Peru. So this question is from Bob. So Bob says, do you have tours this year to Peru? So what do you think, Sarah? Are we going to have tours this year?
Well, this year, if we had tours, do you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we had a tour in March, the first one, and then the other tours, and it was a great tour for the guys who came here in March. And then we had on the schedule also another tour for June, but due to this situation of the pandemic situation that we're all over the world we're facing, so we couldn't have that tour. And then the next one is going to be in October, but it's still, we don't know for sure how it's going to be because international flights are still closed. So the government is working, I know, with the airlines and also with some countries to see how they can allow some international and open some international flights. But we had tours, usually three times a year we had tours.
Okay. And my guess is that we're probably not going to be able to do that tour in October in Peru, just because even if they did open it up to foreigners, they're probably not going to want a lot of people gathering together like that, unless we get a bunch of vaccines or something by then, which I don't think we're going to do. So we'll have to see. We'll play it by ear. We'll probably know by late next week whether or not we're going to do that, because I like to give you at least 30 days to make your plans. And that's why we're making that decision on Costa Rica here real soon. All right. And Brian wants to know, can I travel to Peru right now? So are Americans even allowed to travel there? I'm assuming Brian's an American.
Sorry?
Sarah, so Brian wants to know if he can travel to Peru right now. Can Americans travel there?
Well, by now, if someone wanted to travel, I think that still they cannot travel now, even the next month, because as I said before, still the airport is closed. So, so they by now know. But if here in Peru they open the airport, okay, of course that's only we need to follow the rules and then see how it's gonna be. So according to that, okay, so we can, if the client wanted to come here to Peru, of course we can also take care of him, coming here to the office and then see how we can work with him, trying to do the best, because we understand that there are guys who wanted to come here.
Right. All right. Mark wants to know how far Peru is from the United States.
Sorry?
I said Mark wants to know how far Peru is from the United States. I can tell you because
How far?
It's
Well,
far.
I think it depends on the state where also he lives, because it depends if he needs to take a flight of 10 hours or 6 hours or maybe more. So it depends on the state.
Yeah. It's a long trip to get there. It's not exactly a short jaunt. It's about 3,500 miles as the crow flies, but it's going to take you a little bit of time to get there, but it's worth the trip, Mark. You get on the plane, you take a sleeping pill, you have a drink or whatever, and you go to sleep. And you get up a few hours later and you're there. No problem.
Yeah, but if the guys, if they wanna meet the real one for their life, it doesn't matter how long it's gonna take for them. They just have to do it. And if they're women, if they're women in Peru, that's only they should not think about the time or many things that they have to deal with that. That's only to focus on the trying to meet the one. So that's better. And then, can you imagine if the guy think of a lot before coming to Peru? Okay, so it's a long trip and this and that. And then when he came here and he got here, he really met the one for his life. So everything.
Yeah, Sarah.
Perfect for him, and he will be very happy.
I totally agree with you. I had a guy once actually today, a guy was calling me saying he wanted to go to Costa Rica because Costa Rica was just closer. He liked women in Ukraine, but Ukraine was far away. I'm like, come on, this is the rest of your life. Are you really going to limit yourself because you might have to spend 5 or 6 more hours on a plane? But why wouldn't you go where you're most attracted to? So it doesn't matter. All right, let's see. James says, I didn't know this was a thing in Lima. I know, James, that's the problem. This is it's like a secret. It's like no one knows about Lima. We go to Ukraine, yeah. We go to Colombia, yeah. We go to China.
Yeah, of course. We have in Lima, in Peru, we have an office with wonderful, amazing women. The clients, maybe they don't know. And when they want to come to Latin America, maybe they see like Colombia or Costa Rica, which are great. I'm not saying that they do not have good things, But when the guys, for any recommendation, maybe they pick Peru and they come here to Peru and they met the women and they met the stuff and they met the country, the food and everything, they they are surprised because they never imagined that this is gonna happen in Peru. But as you said, we are like a secret, but then the guys should see more in Peru. They won't regret about coming here.
Oh,
Because
God,
they
no.
can meet wonderful women, serious women, real women that they really wanted to marry. And then a beautiful country and also wonderful staff because we are here just working with them and trying to take care of everything.
Absolutely. And so, Sarah, I have another James who did know that this was a thing, and he says, "Hello, Sarah. I want to thank you and your wonderful staff on the October 2019 tour. I found a wonderful person to share my life with, and when Peru opens its borders again, I will return to get engaged and start the fiancé visa process. Thank you very much, Sarah." Woohoo! Where's our applause? We don't like applause.
It's a wonderful experience, Joe, with Peru. And every year when we have tours, always there is someone who met the one for their lives. And then they move little by little. I don't know if I have time to tell you an experience. This tour in March, we had a tour. I think it was very on March that Matthew came.
In October.
October last year.
Yeah, when
Okay.
James came.
Okay, so well, it was. I thought that it was in March, but I had a client last tour in October who came for the tour. It was his first time with AFA, and he picked Peru to come here for the tour.
Good.
He met the one for his life. Now he is in a relationship with the girl from the agency, and they are planning to move to the next step. So every tour, always we have someone who met the one for their lives.
Yeah, and sometimes more than just one that meets the one. You see that all the time. So congratulations, that's great. All right, we've got, let's see, Ryan says Ola. So Ola. So what should they do? What language should they learn if they go to Peru?
Sorry. But can you help me with the answer, please?
Well,
Patty.
in Peru, everybody speaks Spanish, but some of our ladies, of course, in the office, we speak English and Spanish, and maybe another language also. But some of our ladies speak some English sometimes. If not, we have professional translators who can assist during the meeting.
So Patty, if a guy was thinking about going down there and he wanted to learn a few phrases in Spanish, what should he learn? What are the good things to learn?
Hola, mi amor.
Ah, I love you. Yeah. Uh-huh. We got the I love you in there. How about the Donde está el baño?
Importante, yes.
you got that. My Spanish.
Sure.
Very bad. All right. So we got Donde está el baño. We got the love, amore. Anything else? That's all you need? Where's the bathroom and the love? That's it.
The banco, the bank, el banco.
Bank. Got it at the bank? Okay. All right. Guys, it does help if you learn a little bit of Spanish before you go. Get some phrases down, you know, like, oh, you look beautiful, muy bonita, or let's party, fiesta. You know, just some Spanish, because if you go to that table and you say something in Spanish, and even if you mess it up, they're going to love it, and they're going to laugh, and that's great, and it's fun. I do that in, when I'm in Latin America, I'll do it. I'll do it when I'm in the Ukraine. I do it in China because I can't speak anything. I can barely speak English. But when I go, I try to have fun, and and they love that. They love guys that are having fun, that are smiling, that are confident, and not afraid to laugh at themselves. So if you can do that, that's great. All right. So we have another comment here from George. He says, Machu Picchu is breathtaking. I hope to visit it soon. So guys, talk a little bit about Machu Picchu and how does that work with our tours?
Well, well, when the clients come for the tour and they decided to go to Machu Picchu, they can do that in 4 days. They do that the tour in 4 days. And I think that it's a wonderful experience. You, John, you have been talking before about that, and you had the experience when you came here to Peru and you went there to Machu Picchu. I mean, it is amazing, the city and everything there. So it's not very, from Lima to get to Machu Picchu, okay, at first we need to get on the plane for an hour and 20 minutes flight, and then we get in Cusco. But then Machu Picchu is in Cusco, but not in the city of Cusco, no? So you should go by train and get to Aguascalientes, and then you can visit Machu Picchu, which is very amazing. It is wonderful, and I will tell Patty to tell more about Machu Picchu because she worked before a lot with many people doing tours, so she can add more information about Machu Picchu for the guys.
Yeah, well, we can talk the whole night about Machu Picchu, but the most important is that we are completely sure that every guy will have the best experience of their life. It's a magical place, it's an amazing place, and it's an opportunity also to see our culture, where the ladies come from, where is the origin of our country also.
Yeah, it's almost like a spiritual experience when you go to Machu Picchu. My wife Tanya and I, we went there, we loved it. We spent a couple days, and just the journey to get there, like I was saying earlier, it's worth the price of admission. Just because you get to go to a plane, when you're in Cusco, that's a really, really high elevation. And so you feel a little bit strange from the elevation, right? And you take the cocoa leaves, you start eating all this cocaine. Well, you're not really doing cocaine, but you're eating kind of, it's cocoa leaves, yeah. But that's supposed to help with you don't get arrested or anything, guys, it's okay. But that's supposed to help with the sickness, the altitude sickness. And then you get on a train and you go through this beautiful canyon that takes you to the city of Agua Caliente, which is kind of like the base camp for Machu Picchu. And and that city itself, it's just this little kind of village that has these cool restaurants, and you can eat guinea pigs, yes, with the heads on. It's very interesting. My wife had to take the head off, but she did eat the guinea pig. I didn't want to eat the guinea pig, but that's a big dish there in Machu Picchu, and that area is guinea pigs. And so, yeah, different kind of food, but it's really interesting. And then you go up the mountain to Machu Picchu, and then you can go hiking and all kinds of different stuff, and the views and everything is just amazing. It's really, really, really worth taking the extra few days to go do it, right? So if you do the 10-day tour, the Machu Picchu can be included in that 10-day tour. So you do the tour first, you meet all the wonderful women, then you go off to Machu Picchu. And who knows, if you meet a wonderful woman that wants to go with you, that's no problem. They can work that out. It's amazing what Sarah and her staff can do there. All right. Let's keep going because we've got lots of questions still here from the guys. Paul says, soon, ladies, it won't be long. I'm not really sure what Paul means by that, but maybe you guys do. But I think that means he's coming over soon. I don't know. Do you know Paul?
Well,
Paul says it won't be long.
maybe as soon as the airport is open, so he can come.
Yep. And then Aaron says, I hope to join these dating events next year. Well, I hope so, Aaron. You're going to love it. You're going to have a great time. Gabe says, hello from San Diego, California. Hey, you guys in San Diego. I'm always jealous of you guys. You got great weather. What is it, like 70 over there right now? It's 180 here. Not fair, but it's all right. Dries, Ola, Brian. We already got Brian. Let's see here. Edward says, great webcast. Well, thank you, Edward. I do not receive any email letters from Peruvian women. Why is that? Because I do receive many from Ukraine, Russia, Philippines. Why none from Latin America? Go Mountain Dew John. You know, I missed the Mountain Dew today. I'm doing this Mountain Dew-less. That's not easy, but I'm doing it. It's all right. But anyways, thank you for that. I do like the Mountain Dew, and I can get it. Yeah, I'm getting yelled at by my wife for it, but it's all right. All right, so Sarah, why isn't Edward getting any introduction letters from Peruvian women? What's the problem?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he marked in his account. He didn't mark Latin America or Peru because every day our translators, they were sending intro letters to all the guys that they wanted to meet someone. So I don't know why. Maybe he needs to check his account. For any reason, maybe he got confused and he didn't mark. He marked not to receive letters from Peru. But our translators, they send every day because we have many girls. So we wanted to have our girls meeting the right one for their life.
And that's what's cool about this,
but
guys.
I'm going to check with the translator.
Check with the translators for Edward. Say, hey, what's up with Edward? He needs some, and maybe he just wasn't a great match, because that's what they do, you know. When a woman joins the service, they come in and they go through the vetting process, and then they write an introduction letter, and the staff may help them with that. And then when guys join the service and they see that it's a good match, they'll help send out that introduction letter to the men that are good matches. And so, you know, it could be that just there wasn't really any great matches yet, but that's probably hard to believe because there's a lot of women there. So, Edward, you should check to make sure you didn't like uncheck that, because something's kind of strange there. But yeah, all right, let's keep going here. George says, perhaps it's time for me to take a chance. Well, I think so, George. You know, what are you waiting for? If not now, when? Well, actually not now, because we have the COVID issue. But once that COVID issue is over, George, yeah, take it. You know what, George? This is really not a chance, okay? It was a chance 25 years ago when we started this thing, when we did the first tour of the Ukraine, when nobody knew what was going to happen, including us. I mean, come on, we're on a plane ride over there. We're doing the first tour ever. And a gentleman next to me is like, I get the feeling this is your first time. I'm like, yes, but don't worry, it's going to be fine. We didn't know it was going to be fine. We worked really hard, and we were pretty sure it was going to be fine, but we really didn't know what was going to happen. Well, I've been to at least 350 socials since then. We've done a million of these things, and we got it down pretty well. We have amazing professional staff that you're seeing right now on this. We didn't have this kind of technology 25 years ago when we started. We didn't have Zoom and we didn't even have Google. Google wasn't even alive when we were there. Boy, did we pick the wrong business model. No, just kidding. But I should have had a Mountain Dew. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm telling you, there's no reason to be like thinking this is a risk or to be scared of doing this, because the worst thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to have one of the best vacations you ever had, George. It's going to be an amazing experience. You see that where they are right now? We had an Airbnb right there. You could walk to this place where we were, right there. That thing, we have tons of pictures of that statue. That's called Love Park in Lima. Our office is just like a 10-minute walk from there. And it's an amazing, it's called Love Park, actually Love Park. And people get on those things that you fly on. What are those things called, guys? You know, the things, hang gliders. They get on those hang gliders and they fly around and everything. It's really, really cool. It's such a cool vibe in Lima, from the restaurants to the street food like I was talking about, to all these quaint little places you go and see where they're selling their goods and stuff like that. I mean, it's just so cool. I really like Lima a lot. I really do. And, you know, it is a really good secret, I think, because we really need more guys going over there. All right.
And you enjoy the food too.
What's that?
And you enjoy the food too.
Oh, the food. Okay, well, we had someone who said, Peruvians, Steve says, Peruvians cook so good and delicious. Can you ask more? Now you can't ask more, but talk about the food there, because the food of all the Latin American countries, and I know I'm going to get hate mail from Colombia and Costa Rica and everywhere, but I love the food in Peru. Something about the food there, from the seafood on the street, like ceviche, to the world-class restaurants that you guys have. Are you kidding me? It's amazing.
Yeah, of course. You're saying everything about, and that's great that the guys can hear you, John, because you have been here in Peru and you had experience visiting our country and then trying the delicious food that we have here. So you can enjoy. We have several kind of restaurants, and we have those kind of classy restaurants where you can have a wonderful dinner with your girls. So that's a great experience for the guys. And then many traditional and typical food from every region here.
And the women there, they know how to cook this food, and they do pretty well for the most part, don't they? I've heard that Peruvians are amazing cooks.
Yeah, and most of us cook delicious things. You don't need to go to the restaurant.
You know, it's kind of late here.
Good,
I'm getting hungry.
excellent cook.
Yeah. We got to stop talking about food, people, because I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten anything and haven't had the Mountain Dew. This isn't good anymore, so I'm not going to talk about food anymore. Although, I will say one more thing. I used to enjoy this beer called Lowenbrau. I mean, you guys remember Lowenbrau? Okay, you can't buy Lowenbrau in the States anymore. It's just not out there anymore. But they got it in Peru. And I took back like a 12-pack with me. Because you can't find it anymore. They stopped making it. But you guys have Lowenbrau, the beer there. And you can't get it here. Okay, that's just a side note. No one cares. I'm sorry. I'm dating myself. All right. Melvin was talking. Let's talk about something a little more, relevant. Melvin says, from Miami, it takes about 5 to 5.5 hours to get to Lima, and it's great to see Sarah and Patty again. So there's Melvin, guys, giving you a shout out, Sarah and Patty. Melvin. Okay, Mark says, is dating a lady from Peru hard due to the language barrier? I also live on the East Coast of the United States. All right, so you're not that far, Mark. You could go. What about the language barrier, guys? Is this going to be difficult to date over there?
I don't think, because the experience tells us that when you wanted to meet someone, and okay, so they do not speak each other language, but they try to do their best. And then when there is connection, when there is chemistry, you find the way to connect, to talk. And remember that today there are many, the technology helps us a lot, because we have some, we can use Google Translator maybe on our cell phone, and we can translate some words. And then if you are trying to meet the girl at the beginning, so then, because the ladies, when they are in a relationship, they also decided maybe to start taking some English lessons in order to get involved in the relationship and then try to talk a little more, maybe. But then, I don't think that the language barrier is going to be a big deal, because if you want to try something, even if you don't speak the language, when love is there and chemistry is there, everything, you will find the best way to make it work.
Body language, guys. Body language speaks volumes. It's amazing what it can do. And here's a little tip. Sometimes it's a good thing that she can't understand you. It saved my marriage. So that's all I can tell you. You know, doesn't work for very long, but it does work sometimes. All right. So, all right. Melvin. Oh, Melvin's right there. There's Melvin. I just saw him in the video. All right. Well, thank you, Melvin, for coming on there. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Ed's got a question. This is kind of interesting. I don't know. Let's see what you guys have to say about this. Ed says, Do Peru women want to move to the U.S.? I ask this because I look at the AFA profiles and many don't have any enthusiasm for coming here. Why no enthusiasm? Why no enthusiasm? Does the recent violence among what's happening in Portland and everything matter to the ladies? Because we've had some issues here in the United States lately with some protests in different cities, right? Over racial issues and everything. So is that influencing the women's desire to come here at all, or what's going on? Patty, someone, please.
The ladies doesn't matter about that. They think that they like the USA lifestyle, so they are open to leave or to move to another country, because when someone is ready to begin a real relationship, a real marriage, it doesn't matter where your love is. So your perfect home, your ideal home, is where your loved ones are. So it doesn't matter for them.
You know, it's the same thing that my wife said, really. You know, she said it doesn't really matter where he came from. I was looking for a man, not a country. And, you know, if I fell in love with him, he could have lived on the moon and I would have gone to the moon. And that's wonderful. Thank you, Tanya, if you're watching. Well, you're probably not watching. But if you're watching, that's good. All right, so I'm not sure where you get that, Ed, you know, as far as the women not having enthusiasm. I mean, you see them coming to these socials, they know the men are foreign. I think they have enthusiasm. I think they're interested in it. All right, Mario says, can I find a beautiful woman 30 to 40 years old in Peru? So what do you think, Sarah or Patty? Can Mario find a beautiful woman 30 to 40 years old in Peru?
If he can find a girl from of 30 or 40 years old, he's asking?
Yeah.
Well, we have ladies in our agency from in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and also 50s. And then they are women that they come in here today because they are single maybe, and they are not in a relationship and they wanted to meet someone. So easily you can find someone, and a good girl, a good woman, serious, dedicated, with many values, and then you can have a beautiful relationship there.
So Sarah, what's the average age difference that women will accept their, let's say? I mean, is it 15 years, 20 years? I mean, for the age differential.
Okay, about talking about the age difference, I think that most of our girls, they are okay, they are fine with 10 years difference of age. And also there are others that they don't marry about 15 years of difference of age. It depends on the girl, because maybe we have girls who are in their 20s, 25, and they wanted to meet a guy who is in his 50 or 45 or 43. So it is, if you see that it's like 15 or maybe more age difference, but it depends on the girl. So about 10, 15 or 18 years or maybe 20, it will depend also on the lady.
Okay. Patty, you think that's about right?
Yes, completely. Because they are open to different options, so they look for a good her, a kind her man. The age, not so much.
Okay. All right. So Ed has an interesting question here. All right, let's see. I see several ladies in the videos tonight that I would like to meet. Well, that's good, Ed. I like that. So, can I do a screen capture, email it to AFA, John or someone else? Email it to someone else, Ed. No, I'm just kidding. And you can determine the woman's AFA profile number. How can I do that? So what if Ed falls in love with that woman in the red dress that was in the video? Can he screen capture her, send her to me, I'll send her to you, and then we'll send the ID number of the girl back to Ed, and then Ed will get on a plane, fly to Peru, marry her, come back here, and give us a great testimonial. That's how it's all gonna work, right?
Yeah, he can do it. If we have the picture, and then we can look for that, for the ID number of the girl. So, and then just try to see, because you know that sometimes the guys, they do not have the ID number of the girl, and sometimes they claim that, especially they already came here to Peru, and they always look at our site, and then if they find maybe pictures of the socials, but the lady, they don't have the ID, and they send me the picture of the lady saying, okay, so I would like to know which is the ID number of this lady, and then as we can recognize who are the girls, so then that's only we go over our site, and then we can check for the ID number, and that way he can send a letter through the express mail or any other thing that maybe a one-on-one if you wanted to do with the girl.
That's fantastic. Yeah, we can do that for you, Ed. Let's do that. Do an experience.
Always.
We'll do an experiment, take care of it, we'll do it for you. You're right. Sarah's done this before for several guys, so we'll do it for you. All right. I was going to ask you something now, and I just forgot it. Why did I do that? Well, let's go to Ryan's question here then. Do Peruvian women dance as much as other Latin American women? Do they like to dance down there, sir?
Well, I think that Latin women, we always love dancing. And here in Peru, ladies, they love dancing. And then when they try to, after the social is finished and they go dancing to the club, maybe, the lady, they said the client, okay, so don't worry. If you don't know how to dance, I'm going to be your teacher. And I can teach you. So we love, but we also can teach the guy to dance a little.
All right. Cool. All right. So, Sarah, we only have a few minutes left here on our first ever, I have a bug flying around here, our first ever Peruvian webcast, which is amazing. We've been doing this for so many years. We should have done one of these a long time ago. But, you know, this has been a really best kept secret for a long time. And I think the more we do these webcasts about Peru, the more guys are going to understand that this is an amazing opportunity and they have to get themselves down there. And again, guys, the worst thing that's going to happen to you is you'll have one of the best experiences of your life. Even if you don't meet the woman of your dreams, you still will come back saying that was amazing and telling all your friends about how great it was, and you'll want to go back again. All right. So, Sarah, Patty, I'm going to give you guys the last couple of minutes, and I want you to tell guys a little bit more about why you think they should come to Peru instead of going to someplace like Colombia or Costa Rica. No, they need to go to Peru, right? So why do they need to go to Peru? Let's hear it. Because next week, you're going to have someone from Colombia saying why they should go to Colombia. So, you know, it's our job to try to convince them for you to go there. So you tell me what you think.
Well, guys who are now maybe watching and seeing this webcast, I can tell you, as John said, Peru is one of the best top secrets that maybe AFA have. But you guys, if you don't come here to Peru, you will never know. But if you make decisions about taking Peru and they come to here, you will find an amazing, not only the country, you will find amazing women, serious, beautiful, real. They really wanted to marry. They will take care of you. They will be your partner. And they will be maybe everything that you want to have in your life. But you will do the same in her life. You will do maybe the same change in her life. So if you are planning to come to Latin America, just check Peru. I tell you, this is a great, great destination. If you find your match, And then even if you don't find her, you will make friends with the other guys who come for the tour. You will make friends with the staff who always be ready and open here to help you in everything that you will. I think that's why I encourage you to come here. Come to Peru and you won't regret. And then I will tell Patty. Patty also can tell a little more about coming to Peru.
Thank you,
Yes,
Sarah.
I
All right, Patty.
invite all of you to come here. We will be so happy. We are waiting for you, and our ladies want to meet you also. We have a great weather here, uh, amazing conditions also. About we have delicious food also, and the most important, the women that you will meet here. I don't know if you know, but we have hundred girls and guys who are already married now. So they have their own family, their own babies maybe, some of them maybe not, but they are still married until now for 10, 12, 15 years maybe. So just take the airplane when we open. Today we receive an official communication from our government, Sarah, yeah? And they plan to open in October. We need, of course, a reconfirmation, but there is the first step for international borders, international flights here. So everybody is invited to come here.
Fantastic. All right, ladies. Well, you guys have been amazing, and you took your evening to share it with us. So I want to thank you for that. And I think that we were lucky to have you guys on tonight, and we appreciate all the wonderful information that you gave us about Peru. And we look forward to you guys coming back a few weeks from now, and you'll do it again. And hopefully we can get those borders open and get our guys down there and start making magic happen. All right. So Sarah, thank you so much. Patty, thank you. And hopefully I'll see you soon too, because I can't wait to get back down there for those restaurants and the food.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for the guys who are seeing this webcast, and then everything is open.
Yep.
And then that's only we're waiting for you.
All right. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Sean. Bye. Have a good day.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Our best kept secret, Peru. It really is. I don't know what it is, but we get not as many guys going there for whatever reason. And I think that that's a plus for the guys that go. And so all I can tell you, gentlemen, is that you should seriously consider Peru. Do a search, look at the profiles. But the women are just so down to earth, so classy, so nice. Not that they're not in the other destinations that we go to, but there's just something about Peruvian women that is just a little different and in its own way. Just like Ukrainian women are different in their own way too, and they're wonderful. So, I don't really care where you go. I just want you to go somewhere, right? Just do it. Get yourself out there, experience it, whether it's China, whether it's Philippines, whether it's Ukraine, Colombia, Costa Rica, Peru, Thailand. I don't care. As long as you go, get off the couch, stop doing the whole virtual relationship thing, and go meet someone in person. That is the only way you're ever going to really have a real relationship. All right? So that's what we're about. We're going to keep pushing it. I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, and it's kind of difficult to go, although we had quite a few guys that went over to the Ukraine during August because you were allowed to go there as long as you took a COVID test, and we were able to do one-on-one introductions. We weren't doing any of the group introductions because that just wouldn't be responsible, but we were doing the one-on-ones. And, sooner or later, these are going to open too, and you'll be able to do that. Well, it's been a pleasure. Monday night, I think because it's a holiday, they're going to do a best of type thing and have that show on that way. And then we'll be back again with a live show on Wednesday. And I think that's going to be Rana with the Philippine Weekly, which is wonderful. You know her, she's a bundle of energy. She's amazing. And then we'll do the next Monday night show live again. All right. So you guys, I won't see you for a while here. So have a very safe upcoming Labor Day weekend. Enjoy it and be safe and be careful out there. Just because you can't see this virus thing, it's not done and it's not gone totally. So wash your hands, wear a mask when you're out there, and just be careful. We want you around here for later this year or next year so you can go over and start making your dreams come true. All right. Until next time, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it.
It's very good for woman Peruvian. You met some Peruvian people over there in Chicago before you came to Peru?
In Chicago, I know we have a small Peruvian community, and I met a couple of people, and they told me I should come down here and try.